Yeah.
Good afternoon and welcome to Yorkshire Voice on the 18th of May. I'm Ellie Rigby.
And I'm Kelly Woodward. Here is what's making the headlines today.
Both the Conservatives and the Yorkshire Party
We find out the importance of teaching kids the skill of debating.
and Leeds scores poorly on a list of top cities in the UK to raise a family in.
Yorkshire has once again been the epicentre for politics today as two parties launched their manifestos in the region.
The Conservative Party chose to reveal their election promises in Halifax, a Labour seat for over 30 years, whilst the Yorkshire Party were in Wakefield for the unveiling of their pledges. Our political correspondent Matthew Brannan has more.
Theresa May was in the region today. She came to Deanclough Mills in Halifax to launch the Conservative Party manifesto. Halifax is one of the most marginal of marginal seats. At the last election in 2015, Labour won the seat, but only by a couple of hundred of votes. So it's no accident that the Conservative Party have chose this seat to launch their manifesto. The launch wasn't without incident, however. Despite the location only being announced this morning, about 100 protesters turned out to try to show Theresa May that not everyone in Halifax was pleased to see her. As the battle bus rolled into town, the heavy police presence became even more obvious. Whilst in Halifax, Theresa May announced plans to change social care, means test the winter fuel allowance and swap primary school free lunches for free breakfasts instead, along with all the promises that were made in the Conservative Party manifesto. We chatted to some Halifax folk in the town centre. Do you think Theresa May cares about Yorkshire?
Yeah, I think she's very down to earth and I think she's got some good political points of view.
I think that Theresa May cares about the entire country. It's very difficult to say, does somebody say just about one area? She's the Prime Minister of the entire country. Of course she cares about everyone that's here.
I don't think we're high up on her priorities list because we're not, we're sort of like working class, and I feel like she's more for the upper class and, you know, for their views and stuff.
There we go. Meanwhile, in Wakefield, the Yorkshire Party were launching their manifesto. They promised that theirs was the real deal, hoping to bring devolution to Yorkshire to give the region more say over its political destiny. They also promise investment in the region's infrastructure, integrated health and social care systems, and better education.
This is the real deal. Better economy, better education, better housing and better democracy for Yorkshire. This is the real deal. We are not talking down to people or at people. As it says, we are speaking up for people, we are speaking up for Yorkshire. Thank you. We spoke to two of their prospective candidates to find out why they were standing for the Yorkshire Party.
The reason why we stand is because we want to give the Yorkshire region a voice, because we think the region has been forgotten for so long in terms of health and mainly education as well, because as a mother I think the region is really left out by Westminster.
The two, well, all the party leaders have been spending quite a bit of time in Yorkshire this election campaign. You know, Theresa May is in Halifax this morning, Jeremy Corbyn was in Leeds just 2 days ago in Garforth and places like that. Do you think that brings? Do you think that's good for the region?
I think it's good for the region. I think the problem that we have though is that, for example, the Labour Party's manifesto doesn't actually mention Yorkshire once in the whole document. So I think it's fine to come here and talk about what your vision is for the country, but for me that's kind of, it's not representative of what they actually want to do. Just coming here is kind of a token gesture, whereas I don't think they're actually speaking for what the people want.
Daniel Gascoigne from the Yorkshire Party there. So, what was the turnout like today, Matthew?
Well, today I got to both the town of the Conservative manifesto launch because, of course, the security was very, very tight and the location was a closely guarded secret until this morning. So I didn't actually get to go inside the Conservative Party launch. But it looked like there were lots of people around. There were protesters. There were about, like I said in the piece, about 100 protesters outside. And then going along to the Yorkshire Party manifesto launch, which was in Wakefield, there were probably about 35 people gathered for their manifesto launch. To be fair to them, it was in the middle of the day. So, you know, how many people can get the day off work to turn out to something like that? I'm not sure.
And there's been two major parties that have launched their manifestos in Yorkshire. Why do you think that is? Why are they targeting Yorkshire to launch their manifestos?
Yeah, I mean, it's an exciting time to be a Yorkshireman, isn't it? We had the Labour Party launch their manifesto in Bradford, and then we've had the Conservatives launch their manifesto in Halifax today. I think there's a bit of a clue in was mentioned in the package that actually Halifax is one of the most marginal seats in the country. In the 2015 election, there were only a couple of hundred votes between the Labour candidate who won and kept the seat for Labour and the Conservative candidate, literally a couple of hundred votes. So I think, you know, they've chosen that seat for a reason, and I think that's true across Yorkshire.
Thank you, Matthew. You've been hot on the political trail all week. I feel very informed.
Thank you.
As always.
Yeah, quite.
Ellie, did you ever get taught how to debate in school?
No, not really. Did you?
No, I don't think I did really either. But schools in Bradford have been competing against each other today to win a debating competition. The Woolsack Debating Society competition has been taking place at Cartwright Hall in Bradford today. We sent our reporter, Jack Goodman, to find out what it's all about.
The competition includes 13 different primary schools from across Bradford, with Key Stage 2 students taking part in a variety of topics to help develop their teamwork and confidence talking in front of others.
It develops confidence, and to debate in this space also gives them such an experience. It's just crucial.
You can absolutely see the development of their skills throughout the year. There's also a lot of different dimensions involved because it's about body language, gesture, the vocabulary that you use. It's about teamwork, it's about follow-on arguments. So there's a huge range of skills to learn, all of which are actually important, you know, for later life.
We believe that in our schools that talk and talk for learning is so important. And recent research shows that if children don't have that within their homes, that needs to be developed within schools. And we're quite passionate that our children will develop talk and talk for learning.
So it's about teaching them to talk, so talk for learning and actually learning to talk in the first place, because sometimes, as Jan says, those presentational skills don't come easily to children. For some children it does, but not for all of them. So it's about teaching those skills so that the children in our schools can compete with schools and children across the country. That's about social mobility, isn't it? And about equality.
Both teams did incredibly well. However, the total scores is Team 3 got 70 points and Team 1 got 63 points.
We believe in it passionately, which is why we're here, and we're here every year, and we do it because we believe that it's just so good for our children at Bradford.
Some of the children involved were keen to express how much they were enjoying their day.
Really fun when we're doing this, it's really fun. I want to raise this point. We in a class, because we're in the debate team, in class we do debates and it's helped us in class as well. Today I have been finding this very interesting and new, because I haven't done anything like this. I haven't came to a massive place and debated with other people, and it's really new and for me. and today I've made new friends from the other schools as well.
And with the general election debates going on at the moment, could we have seen Yorkshire's political debaters of the future? From Bradford for Yorkshire Voice, I'm Jack Goodman.
Danny Ward was the hero for Huddersfield Town last night as his 2 penalty saves put the Terriers through a playoff final at the expense of Sheffield Wednesday. The sides could not be separated after 210 minutes of football across 2 legs, with yesterday's second leg at Hillsborough finishing 1 after Stephen Fletcher's opener was cancelled out by Tom Lee's own goal. However, the penalty shootout lottery fell the way of Huddersfield as Ward saved from Sam Hutchinson and then Fernando Forestieri to spark jubilant celebrations in the away section. The Yorkshire club face Reading at Wembley on May 29th for a spot in the top flight, a place they haven't been in 45 years.
Yorkshire Carnegie have it all to do next week after they lost the home leg of the Championship playoff final 29-18 against London Irish. The Leeds-based club led 15-13 at half-time, but Irish's quality shone through as 3 penalties and a converted try gave them victory. Carnegie travel to the Madejski Stadium next Wednesday, looking to do what no other side managed to do there in the league this season: win.
In cricket, Yorkshire will host Surrey in the quarter-finals of the Royal London One Day Cup next month, after the southern side's clash against Gloucestershire was abandoned. And in the world of boxing, Nicola Adams is at Waterstones in Leeds tonight, launching her autobiography, just days after claiming her second professional win at the First Direct Arena.
Police have arrested a 25-year-old woman today on suspicion of assisting an offender in the murder of Sinead Wooding. Her body was found at 9 a.m. by a group of runners in the woods near Alwoodley Crags car park in Starefoot Lane.
2 men aged 20 and 26 and another woman aged 27 are still being held in custody on suspicion of Sinead's murder, but inquiries remain ongoing.
Meanwhile, the family of 19-year-old Josh Edwards, who died after suffering a fit on Victoria Park Avenue in Bramley, say they are broken and life will never be the same again without him.
Josh's friends have launched a crowdfunding campaign which has raised more than £400 towards a £500 target to help Josh's family. A police spokesman has said that although the death is not being treated as suspicious, inquiries are ongoing as to whether drugs are involved.
York has been ranked in the top 10 best cities to raise a family in. But where do other Yorkshire cities come?
Wakefield came in at 12th, Hull at 28th and Leeds at an almost bottom position of 32nd out of 35. The survey done by moneysupermarket.com took into account factors such as crime rates, schools rankings and property prices. Meanwhile, Newcastle upon Tyne was at the top and London was the bottom of the table thanks to its extremely high house prices, huge competition for school places and high rate of burglaries.
A brewery in West Yorkshire has been named one of the best in the world for visitors. The Northern Monk Brewery in Leeds has been identified as one which is changing the way people view beer by the Lonely Planet travel guide. The guide says brewery tours are a wonderful way to engage with British history.
And a cat in Yorkshire is in danger of losing his celebrity status. Yes, you heard that correctly. Ludo, who lives in Wakefield, is a Maine Coon breed of cat and measures a supersized 118 centimetres. But our furry friend is being challenged by another feisty feline called Omar.
From all the way in Australia, and he claims to be 120 centimetres big.
Oh dear.
Well, as you can see, things have certainly been a lot brighter today than they've been in the past few days. But unfortunately, this trend isn't going to continue. It's going to be a cloudy and cold start tomorrow, with rain expected as early as 6 a.m. and going to continue right through until the middle of the day. As we move into the afternoon, the wind is only going to pick up, the clouds are going to get heavier, and there's a chance of even more rain. A high of 13 Celsius is expected at around 4 p.m, and it's going to be another chilly Yorkshire evening. So if you're heading out tomorrow, make sure to wrap up warm. Back to you in the studio.
And if you'd like to say what you think about any issues, please go to our Twitter via @YorkshireV. Thank you for joining us today.
Bye bye.